Speaking of which, let's do Mania 38.
Yeah.
Night 1, Saturday.
So we've got 7 matches here. Well, I think we'll start with the biggest match of that night. It's guaranteed to be the biggest match of the night. Drew McIntyre versus Happy Corbin.
With Madcap Moss.
Yeah. And Drew McIntyre will have his sword.
Drew's going to win.
Yeah, I think so.
He needs his Mania moment now, doesn't he?
Yeah,
well, one of them.
The funny thing is, Happy Corbin's... The story is because Happy Corbin's not lost as Happy Corbin.
Which is cool. I like that.
And Drew's like, I'm going to beat your undefeated streak.
And what better way to do it than at Mania?
But it just didn't feel... It didn't feel like a Mania match, though. It feels like a Mania pre-show, but it's Drew McIntyre, and they want to make him probably the next contender after we'll talk about the main event for the second night. Yeah.
I think so. I think Drew takes it. That's not going to hurt Happy Corbin. He'll bounce back.
No, I don't
from
think there's another Madcap Moss moment.
Oh, yeah. So we're saying that. Okay, that was nice and easy.
Yeah.
What's next?
New Day or Kofi Kingston and King Woods, because he's still the king.
He is the king.
Against Sheamus and Rich Holland with Butch.
With Butch.
It's got to be New Day, right?
King Woods is going to beat their ass up, down, down, left, right, left, right. That's what I think. New Day's going to win it.
Like I said about Big E, I reckon that might be there'll be a Big E moment where he comes. I
think they'll just hit I think someone will hit the big ending or something. Like they'll pay like with so they pay tribute to him, but they'll obviously like find a way to bring Big E in spirit into the match.
Yeah, because
he's not going to be. He's not going to be there. I don't think he's going to be there.
It would have been a 6-man, obviously, if didn't happen. So, but
it is what it is. So Pete Dunne / Butch, main event of WrestleMania. Well, main event debut of WrestleMania is as a manager called Butch.
Yeah.
This is honestly, it was a story that was going on about Adam Cole. Basically,
yeah.
Change your name. I know it's not shave your hair, but like it looks like he's got short hair when he's wearing that flat peak cap. Shave your hair, change your name, and you're going to be a manager.
Did you hear who turned it down? The Butch name.
Oh no, it was off to someone else.
Yeah.
Who?
Bull Dempsey.
Wow.
And that's a long time ago.
Wow. Butch Dempsey. That even sounds better. Maybe, even if it was a surname. Well, Butch Dunne.
Well, don't forget, he had for a while Bull Fit.
Oh, God. Butch Pete. Butch. I think they should call him Butch Peter. His name is Butch Peter. That's it now. It's done. I'm never calling him Pete Dunne again. He's Butch Peter to me. But he is managing the losing team, unfortunately. New Day's going to win that one.
I think New Day's going to win. But I would not be surprised if Sheamus and Rich Holland get a win.
We need to disagree.
To get heat.
Well, yeah. Well, there's got to be some heels winning here, isn't there? But
yeah. We'll go for Usos defending the tag titles, SmackDown tag titles against Shinsuke Nakamura and Rick Boogs. I think Usos.
Do you know what? I'm saying Nakamura and Rick Boogs.
Okay.
But Boogs is over.
The fact that that's on day 1, not day 2, with obviously the bigger match.
Well, they are day 1-ish.
They won it day 1, didn't they?
So.
Well, that should be night 1-ish.
You like my jokes. I think Nakamura and Rick Boogs. Rick Boogs is definitely over right now. And I think it'd work for him.
The funny thing is, well, I was not saying it's a funny thing, but Pat is going to be on commentary probably for day 1.
Yeah. He won't be there for day 2, I wouldn't have thought.
So he will do the dance.
Yeah, exactly. So you need it.
There's a chance that Austin Theory might beat him up.
During the dance.
There
we go. Extra bonus point prediction for you all.
Yeah. So I'm saying Uso retain.
All right.
But it's weird that it's on day 1 and not on the same night.
We'll see.
Did they have... Were they on day... I don't even know. No. Because, what was it? Jimmy wasn't still injured last year, so he wasn't that.
Yeah, he didn't come back until shortly after, was it? Nah. Well, okay. I'm glad we're disagreeing there. That's good. Gives me a chance.
To break away from the tag matches, because there's a lot, we'll talk about Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair for the women's title, the Raw.
I mean, it's on paper, it's a no-brainer, isn't it?
You say that, but on Raw Go Home, Bianca Belair cut Becky Lynch's hair.
Yeah. And you know what they say? If you stand tall at the go home, you stare up at the lights on the show, on the main show. So it does happen a lot, but it doesn't. It's not always the case.
It's not always the case. I mean, I'm sure like MJF's done it. He's not been. I'm sure most people have had that, but it's a common thing.
I suppose it's one of those where, again, do you look at, mild spoiler alert, but looking at the card for night one, there's a lot of face wins for me, and you've got to have some heel wins somewhere, haven't you? But do you know what?
Does it make a difference on the placement on the card though? Because obviously we're just going.
Well, it does really, doesn't it? And also we don't know what's going to happen on SmackDown. I know it shouldn't really impact this particular match.
No, but I don't think
for some of the other ones.
Because obviously people on SmackDown are on Raw.
Well, no, but we can't see like who stands tall
on
the go home SmackDown. So again, it's difficult to kind of really call it. I'm gonna say Bianca because I think that's a good WrestleMania moment.
I think she deserves it. I'm going to say Bianca before you. So.
Yeah.
Even before the haircutting moment, I'd say Bianca.
Well, it feels like it's meant to be, isn't it?
But then again, we said this about Becky Lynch against Shayna Baszler a couple of years ago.
Well, I don't know if do you want to do the next women's title match next?
Yeah. Well, go on. Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey for the SmackDown Women's title, which is the main event match of the night. We've been told that it's the last match of the
main event match. Yeah.
But we're not.
But not the main event segment, which we are going to come to.
And it's not the main event for our predictions on this day.
This is the one I'm going to say the heel retain. I actually think Charlotte Flair retains this. But only because I've got to. Otherwise, like I said, I'm just picking all the faces.
I mean, she has got a good Mania record.
So unless Happy Corbin does beat Drew. But Charlotte
technically hasn't lost at Mania. Has she?
Well, she has. She lost the triple threat, didn't she, at 35. Yeah, but she's still a losing participant in the match. Okay, I'm saying Charlotte. Charlotte beats Rousey. I'm going to assume you're saying Ronda.
I'm saying Ronda, but...
I think you're right. It's just a silly prediction. I'm going to say...
Sometimes the... like we said with...
Sometimes you've got to take a wild card pick. Okay,
we've got Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio versus The Miz and Logan Paul, which could be this year's Bad Bunny.
Dominic is going to turn heel on his dad. Going to take his mask off, put it on his own head. Going to walk out the ring. Going to leave Rey with no mask on. Logan Paul is there as well, I suppose. Might as well be.
I mean, there's this video of him training, and he does. I'm not watching it myself, but there are people saying how good Logan Paul looked.
I mean, look, if it's entertaining, cool. They're World Wrestling Entertainment, so it bloody should be. But honestly, legit, they could, man. They could do this. Dominic turns on Rey. They did. Miz took his mask off recently.
Yeah.
Right on, what was it, Raw last week?
Yeah. But this week, from the Raw that's happening, they did the double 619 on the Miz.
I think Miz and Logan Paul win. I think they're going to beat the Mysterios. Dominic turns heel on his dad and rips his mask off. That's what's going to happen. I'd take that, Rey Mysterio on the front cover of 2K22. Can't get on the servers. That's what you get. That's what you get. Even your son doesn't like it because he can't get on the servers. That's the storyline. I bet it is.
I'd like to happen, but
what, the servers?
Well, I like Dominic to be the heel against Rey, but they've been. It was teased at Rumble. It never happened. It's been teased a lot.
Well, it didn't really tease it at the Rumble.
Before the Rumble, they did, but they never appeared together.
Yeah, but then was that because of the Shane McMahon stuff?
Probably. But like I said, this
could happen.
Logan Paul could be the Bad Bunny of this year. I know it's Miz again in the tag match.
He's not going to be the John Knoxville.
We'll get to that.
He could be, and like I said, I hope he is. And give him, we'll give him a chance. He showed up a few times. He's obviously, he's got some sort of interest in it. Let's just hope he does well.
And it could even be Rey turning heel. Imagine that.
Ooh.
We'll find.
Yeah, but it's an easier heel turn to have you son to take your mask off, isn't it? Unless Ray takes his whole face off, I suppose that's a bit different, but it's not very PG.
Well, mind you, his eye out.
Mind you, he had his eye out, and they did set someone on fire a couple of years ago, and then sacked him. So, yeah, I suppose
there's always
double being fired, isn't it?
There's always stories about him coming back, like they always do with everyone.
Could it happen?
If he controls his narrative.
Oh yeah, we should have talked about that really. The control your narrative. Maybe next week.
Yeah, maybe.
Wait for some more rules to come out for it.
You're saying?
No, I'm going to say Logan Paul and Miz.
I'm saying
Miz Paul. The servers do actually work for me now, by the way. I just want to put that out there because I know you seemed really concerned.
Not really.
Don't lie about it.
People might, but not me. I'm going to go for Ray and Dominic because...
Nah, you're shit, mate.
But there's always the chance that it could happen after the match.
There is one TBA sort of match. Well, two TBA actually matches.
We know what this is.
Well, do we though? So Seth freaking Rollins.
Seth freaking
Rollins taking on TBA. I don't know who TBA is. Is that a new wrestler?
They spelled Cody Rhodes wrong.
Cody Rhodes.
I mean,
wrestling has more than one royal family.
If he's going to get cool, it's going to get cool. Announced by Vince. I
don't know though. You said this earlier on. I honestly, there's still all the potential in the world for this to be a huge swerve. Because
he's an AEW.
You know what WWE's like, man. And I hope I hope in a way that it's not Stevenson, because everybody and their bloody mum and their dog thinks it's going to be Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
So if it's going to be anyone else now other than Cody Rhodes, it's going to feel like a disappointment, which is really weird considering I don't really care to see Cody Rhodes anywhere.
It's going to get a reaction.
Of course it's going to get a reaction, and that's the part of me that looks forward to it because I like those reactions. But it's and if they're not going to come through with it, then they've really, really put themselves in a bad spot there. So I think they kind of have to. They're going to kind of have to, because no matter who else you put out there, it's not going to go. If anyone else's music hits and it's not Cody,
well, like I said,
people aren't going to care, and it's going to deflate. I reckon the stadium will just feel like deflated.
You know who they could tease it as, and they've done this before at Mania.
Stardust.
Elias. Oh, by the way, we're going to say Cody Rhodes, right?
Well, if it's Cody Rhodes that shows up, then it's going to have to be Cody Rhodes, isn't it? But I would absolutely loll. I would bloody loll if it was Seth frickin' Rollins.
The thing about Seth frickin' Rollins is that it's been so entertaining. The video, I don't know if
he has been very entertaining. Oh, Seth frickin' Rollins.
I don't know if you saw the video that gave this match announcement.
Which match?
Against Cody.
With who?
For Rollins, the match.
For who?
For Rollins. Seth frickin' Rollins.
Seth frickin' Rollins! Is it Moose? It's going to be Seth frickin' Rollins versus Moose!
God, could you imagine?
It better be Steve Blackman or I'm going to be pissed off. If it's Cody Rhodes and not Steve Blackman, I'm going to kick off.
Yeah. But yeah, have you watched the Seth frickin' Rollins?
Seth frickin' Rollins!
Talking to Vince about how there's a video, it's like 4 or 5 minutes long, and it's so entertaining. It's so funny.
It's that sit down in the office, isn't it?
Yeah, and
frickin' Rollins!
I swear Vince is trying not to laugh. The fact that Seth frickin' Rollins laughs at the dinosaur bones that happens.
While we're talking about Seth frickin' Rollins, we need to talk about. Have you seen In My Rise? I know, I'll go back to WWE 2K22. We'll talk about it more in depth at some point.
Yeah.
But the bit of him in the gym, it's not Seth Rollins doing the voice acting, is it?
It might be.
It's not. Do you know which bit I'm on about?
I'm not sure, because I'm starting the women's one.
Listen to this. I'm going to pull it up for you right now.
Because there was a part of me that didn't think it's Edge to begin with, because it sounded like a different recording.
Literally in the game, In My Rise, there's a bit where you go like the dojo, and he's just there wearing his like a judo attire,
right?
And like the voice actually is like, "Though you're going to be in the Royal Rumble." It's just like proper spit all over the mic. You've got to. I can't find it, but you've got to watch it.
I know I've done that story, but I only did one person.
I think I'd be in the Royal Rumble for not. It's literally what it's
Hang on.
like.
Did Tasmaniac do this?
He might as well have done. No, it wasn't Tasmaniac. It was Seth freaking Rollins.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, yeah. No, he's not going to win though.
And then obviously
Glad we got that done.
the main
Segment
is the KO show with Kevin Owens and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be a reason why this is the closer, not just a.
I've laughed at you many times. We've talked about it numerous times on the show that Stone Cold was rumoured to be returning in ring to fight Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. But if you're going to put it as the main event segment of the night, it's going to close WrestleMania Night 1.
Yeah.
It's got to be a match, isn't it?
It has to be. There's no other way. Unless, because the build-up was Kevin Owens talking shit about Texas, and obviously there's a lot of Texas wrestlers like Stone Cold and Undertaker, Booker T, Shawn Michaels.
Is it just a segment where all the legends come out?
Possibly. That could be another thing, but it has to end with a stunner.
But then do you do it where it's like what we said before with Rock and Eric Rowan? And it's just like, it was a match, but it was like that, done.
But the thing is, the difference between a stunner and a rock bottom is the stunner has segments to it. The rock bottom just has one little bit that can happen. The rock bottom can be hit from nowhere.
Yeah.
Kind of.
The stunner's
not really.
Yeah.
You never really saw a stunner from coming out of midair, did you?
Well, no, otherwise it turns into a cutter, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Because that's what I mean. Like, you can reverse the stunner from the boot. You can reverse it from the, putting the arm around the neck and stuff. Yeah, man. Stunner. Best move of all time, anyway. My favourite finisher ever.
I think I say RKO, and I'm sticking with it.
Okay, you stick with it. Okay, well, if that is the case, though, if it does turn into a match, then Austin obviously wins.
But it'd be funny if Kevin Owens wins.
Oh, my God. Honestly, I'd think it'd be great. I think it'd be awesome, but I can't see it happening. I think it is close to what you're saying there. I think maybe Legends coming out at the end.
Because last time Austin... Was it last time?
Seeing a Taker entrance at Mania again.
Yeah.
I mean, even if just for that, innit? It'll something.
When is... Because it's the first Hall of Fame they could do in 2 days.
Yeah.
The 2-day show. So could they do both days? Because it might not be the same people both days, but...
I don't know. Probably just day one, innit?
Yeah.
But that's day one. What about